one. We on.
Bye, everybody. See you guys later. Have a good day.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for coming out, man. Y'all have a good night, man. I'm about to go to sleep.
Man, this is my 13th blunt, man. I'm glad y'all came and kicked it with us tonight, man. We had a good time.
Look, this is my first. Oh my God.
And hopefully you guys make it to the next one, man. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all coming out. So hopefully you guys make it to the next one, man. You know
y'all could have been anywhere on the planet, but y'all was here. We out. Y'all could have been anywhere on the planet.
Somebody got it playing on their I hear echo. It's like playing on the background. Somebody got it playing on their
I got it playing everywhere.
Oh, that was lit. So hopefully you guys make it.
The IT guy lit. That's it up over here.
Man, Tino tapped. Yeah, I know it.
Dig, what up, fine? Rose, hey, what up, though?
Tino shit is tapped,
Rick,
man.
Oh, yeah, it's that's probably, never mind. Anyways,
that shit happened when I got all the notifications that all you motherfuckers live on all y'all accounts at once. That's what just happened.
Let's go.
We got 4 YouTubes, Twitches, Twitters.
Man. Hello.
We are
everywhere. Fuck it. What up, though, man? What up with everybody?
Shit, I'm just chilling.
What you smoking tonight, Tino?
I just smoked. I smoked in the rotten fuel. I can't stop.
I can't stop. It's delicious. That shit's good. Gas.
Hold on, I think that's the one I got, ain't it?
That's all I want to smoke.
They got the skunk holding the gas pump.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that one.
Yeah, pop those motherfuckers.
Pop the pack, you.
Pop the pack.
Yeah, these ones.
Got his YouTube. Might get blurry.
Listen, if you want that fire, you better pop the pack, man. Tino got that next level. Okay?
You got that strong.
You got that strong. You better pop the pack. Hey, let's go.
Gelato.
I don't think
yeah, you do. You got
I got the pie face one, I think.
You got the pie face gelato. You got the last of the pie face gelatos. There's like 10 seeds in there.
Nah, it's like 30, but
30?
Nah, it's probably like 20.
You hear me get all excited? I was like, like 15.
There's probably like 20 though.
I popped that candy cupcakes last night.
Well, you got one bone?
I got the pie face gelato 1 cross to gelato 33. Is that what it is?
This is the number 2.
Yeah, that's what it is. No, he has the originals. He doesn't have the one.
I don't think I had the one. I had.
He has the ones that make like the pie. He has pie face times gelato. Is what I sent him.
Yeah.
Oh. Yes, sir. And it was the pie face reversed, not the gelato. So beans came out of the gelato. If that makes any. If that helps at all. That helps any.
I had a lot of number 2s, hunted them. I got my cut.
Yeah, those ones are really good.
Purple as fuck.
What's cracking though? Who we got here in the? I forgot what I was looking for. I'm too stoned. What the fuck is that?
Too stoned.
I swear, I was looking for some fucking logo.
You was probably looking for the rotten fuel.
Oh yeah. What the fuck is that? I need to make a poster. Rotten fuel again.
What we smoking on in the chat? Hold on. We didn't even see what Twisted was smoking. Twisted, what you smoking?
Super lemon cherry.
Super lemon cherry. Yeah.
Super lemon cherry.
What's that?
Super lemon cherry.
I mean, what's the makeup of it? Lemon cherry across the lemon cherry?
I got too many damn C's.
I hate the focus on this. I gotta get a new camera. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what the crosses are on it. This is something my brother grew, and I got from him.
Okay, well.
He said it's just fire.
It is.
Though?
I'll be honest. This one I don't know.
Yeah.
Damn, that's not like you, man.
No.
You usually have all the info.
Let's go. So we got tonight. Anybody got any questions? Any grow questions? I got my grow cup's about to be over with here pretty soon. Bring those pictures on here and get everybody to vote on them. Should be pretty fun. Should be pretty fun. Yeah, I thought I had one of those. Thought I just seen it. The Rotten Fuel logos. I gotta get Mondo doing my logos again. He did such a good job on that one.
Yeah, he does. He does a great job. He made that logo. That's on the Good Times Crew logo. Let's see. He made one of my logos as well.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he's made a few things for us. I like Mondo's work.
Yeah, I like he does a good job.
Wow, that's the right one. Okay, so this one is the Sunset Sherbet Girl Scout cookies. I know it's not the super lemon haze or anything like that because it don't taste like that.
Excuse me, I had to blow my nose. You said is Sunset Sherbet the Girl Scout cookie?
Yeah. I had to look up the message.
That sherbet to Girl Scout cookie, huh? Pretty good.
It's not bad. Where is it from? I have no. My brother grew it. He did all.
What are you smoking? What are you smoking?
I'm good.
Cookies and cream, secret weapon.
Cookies and cream.
Cheddar melt. Shit.
And house said be in a few. So what's everybody got going on out there for a seedling and hydro? What should your EC be? Like 200, 300?
Yeah.
Right? I'm thinking PPM, but still.
Yeah, ppm 200 to 400. So
where y'all see the questions at? Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
Never mind. The update. I don't know shit about hydro.
So what would that be in the EC? 200 would be
1.2 or something, 1.4. Not even. Right? Oh, lit ran away.
I think it's
Would you
half.
times it by 1,000,000 and divide it by 12? And...
No, you just cut it in half.
Almost half, yeah.
I seen a chart that was talking about that shit. It was like times it by 1,000,000, divided by something, and then you get the number.
I wonder if I still have that. I used to have a cart for that shit.
No, I used to have it memorized. It's real simple. I just got it backwards. It's easy. Don't even worry about it. No.
314.
Look at Jeff. Oh God, we got Hanks here. He said it's
3.4
3.14 squared radius.
Yeah, that part.
Let's go.
So if you're running
What
that,
would it do?
it'd be 0.6.
Smoking black runs. They got every color, huh?
Yep.
No, it's like half. So like 0.4 is 200. Pretty sure. If that makes sense.
There you go.
Like 3,000 or they say 3 EC is 1,500, right? Yeah. Yeah. It's 3 EC is 1,500. So this is what I was saying about half. So if it's 3, just imagine that as 3,000. You cut that in half. So if it's 0.4, that would be, what's half of 4 is 2. So it'd be 200. You see what I'm saying?
That'd be over here.
0.4 is 200. That's how I do it, like quick in my head. 2.2 would be, each one's 50 is what you got to pretty much break it down to. 0.1 is 50.
Take a screenshot of that, Sheena. It'll help.
That makes everything half. And that's if you're running off the 500, the ppm, the 500 scale. It's not the 700 scale. I never go off the 700 scale because you can see the numbers.
I always go off the 5.
The numbers are all weird. But yeah, that's what I was meaning by half. I just couldn't get it out. I don't know if that makes sense to people to figure it out like that. But this is my government name. Hanks. You can change the Spooky did a whole tutorial. Spooky did a whole tutorial about how to on his thing how to change the.
Go right into your Google account. You can do it just like that. What up, Craig? Those are yours, man. Well, I feel bad for the mailman. I know you've been ready. Blue runs? They got a blue runs out there?
They got all the colors. Rainbow runs.
All the colors.
Red
runs,
black runs, red, blue runs, green runs, purple runs. Fuck.
I ain't made no runs crosses. No, I made one with the green cherries back in like.
I don't know if you saw this.
A long time ago. What?
I just pinned it on the screen. So I thought I emailed you, Tino, but I guess I didn't. My bad. But all good, no rush.
You didn't? You thought you emailed me, but you didn't?
Can't be no rush if you ain't send him no email.
I don't know.
I'm like, man, you're supposed to see something a month ago.
Hank, I can't
email me
there at all. Delicious.
People get busy, you know.
Let's see here.
Twisted, you see my question about tea?
Question about tea? Let's go back. Cody.
I didn't see nothing about no tea. I was reading.
There we go. When brewing tea for feedings, do you only agitate once for recommended time and get a few feedings, or should I keep the water constantly moving? I don't use teas. I couldn't even answer that question, honestly.
Make enough tea that you can use it all in one sitting. Don't let it sit around. Like there is teas that you can like put into the refrigerator, you know, and let it chill out. But when I've ever used tea, I always just made it just enough for that batch.
Good to know. I've never used them personally.
I just feel that if You leave stuff too long, you start getting like pathogens. You know what I mean? Water sitting still, stagnant.
Things growing out of it that you don't want growing.
Temperature rises, so that shit heat up. You probably put a lid on that motherfucker. Just start brewing some extra shit. You know?
Right.
Use that motherfucker when you got it. Use it on up.
Yeah, you don't want to get no mold from that. That's why I said I've never used tea. I don't know. Oh, wrong buttons. Spooky. I love it.
If you are going to store it, I wouldn't store it for longer than a week.
No, you seem good.
All right, cool. What's up, guys? Sorry.
Yeah,
I was setting up my mic.
Per batch. There you go. There's a good one. She's kind of saying the same thing.
It's hot in here.
What up, Spooky?
Chilling. Sorry I'm late.
It's all right. We're here. We're here. Not much late. Only 16 minutes in.
Yo,
I'll be in again. Just kidding.
That was what's up. Guys, go watch the video. Spooky's page.
Oh, so you liked it? You
Yeah.
remember that video? That's the first part was the old video I made. You remember that one?
Yeah, that edit was dope. Yeah,
That was a couple of years ago.
that was clean.
Here's another answer from someone else. Ricky Van B.
Yeah, you can aerate it forever. I feel like I don't think you have to ever stop aerating it. But if you stop, and you store it, I probably wouldn't store it longer than a week. Just my personal opinion. I don't know.
Okay, let's go, Matthew Carroll. What you got?
And I also I got a tea that is a no brew tea, where it's like 1 tablespoon of the Nature's Bricks and 1 tablespoon of the green aminos to 5 gallons, and just mix it up, and it's instantly ready.
There you go. You ain't got to let it sit and get air in it and circulate and all that.
No, don't got to get no foam, but it does, because I run it through a dunk pump that I put a piece of PVC to make it like recirculate, so it just goes back into the
There you go.
reservoir or whatever I'm mixing it in. Spooky genetics, they running outdoor.
They're making up things.
You got
There's no such thing.
Crack. Let's go.
There's no such thing as outdoor spooky. Everything's indoor.
No, spooky genetics.
Oh.
We need lit in here so we can put them in the corner.
Got you. Hold on.
He already.
We'll do this one.
Oh shit.
What up, though?
Shift 4.
Can't hear you.
He ain't talking.
You unmute.
Everybody icing. Don't say nothing. That's all.
Hey, freeze.
Don't say nothing.
Hey, freeze. Is my shit tripping? Everybody's frozen.
It froze.
Gotta take the earpiece out.
I think Spooky really did freeze. Hey, hang on, add him back.
I
There
had
we
to
go.
reset. I had to reset my internet. It's good now, right?
Yep, you're good.
No, I wasn't saying there's no spooky outdoor. I was saying I don't really consider myself spooky genetics. I have a page like that says spooky seeds. I'm not really a breeder yet. I'm just trying to preserve what I got at an early age in my growing career, and I'm just trying to just go with the flow with all that. 'Cause I don't really consider myself like a genetic company or anything like that.
Let's go. Spooky's got the fire.
Small batch R&D.
We can't hear you.
Still nothing in house.
Oh shit!
You know what it is? You got to close all your apps that are open.
Phone just went through the same thing.
Yeah, you got to
Oh!
close all the apps. You come back, exit here, and then close all the apps.
What up, Ricky?
All your pages that are open on your internet.
Craig's
Fire.
I used to think of it as all this cannabis shit is like it's school, right? And we all choose a major like to focus in on. Some people focus in on just cloning and like putting out clones, or they can focus on genetics, or they can focus on different things, majors. Hash makers.
You major it, and then you could take the master class.
I'm just like hash grower certificate.
You gotta go to Marv.
I'm trying to get one so that I could just like make a bunch of counterfeit ones. Just kidding.
He said, I just want to make a bunch of counterfeit. Bone got the real one.
Spooky's
What
gonna
happened?
sell them.
I said Bone got the real master growers.
Oh, yeah, that's for THC, former Dave.
Can we hear you now?
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can.
You had to take that earpiece out, huh?
Yeah, it wouldn't hook up, I guess. I don't know. Earbuds are not compatible with the StreamYard on my side, but I don't know. It seems like every time I'm on here, I got audio problems.
Yeah, it's a little. Is it choppy right now for you guys?
It is a little bit.
Staticky. It's got like something,
Robotic.
static.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably the weather too. It's really shitty outside.
It's raining up there.
It's windy. Yeah. Oh, we're gonna lose power there for a minute,
When
but
does it not rain up there?
it actually it rains more in New York City than it does here. It's just we just get more cloudy days.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the misnomer is it rains all the time, but it's more like the cloudy days. That's why people go fucking crazy because you don't get enough sun because like 200 days of clouds or something.
Damn.
That's why it was the suicide capital of the world for a long time.
Yeah, right. Blame the Kirk Kaboom on the clouds.
How does that do for your like growing? I guess it doesn't really affect you because you're doing the sealed rooms, like where you're at.
Yeah, well the summers are awesome here. The spring and summers are great. Like we'll sometimes every once in a while get like a bunk June where a really cloudy June, but July, August, and September are always usually really great. It doesn't really start to turn until like October, but it's not ideal for if you're growing outdoors because that's why a lot of the grows on the east side of the mountains because just on the other side of the mountains it's 300 plus days of sun.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's like
Big difference.
so
Yeah,
we could go.
hell always over here.
Yeah, so basically, like we have the Cascades that's right up against Seattle, and then technically Seattle's kind of in a rain shadow a little bit because we have the Olympics on one side. So all the stuff that like we'll get, everywhere around us will get snow, but Seattle usually doesn't because the Olympic Mountains blocks a lot of it. And then if you go east for 80 miles. You're through the Cascades and you're on the other side where it begins like Ellensburg, Yakima and all that, and it's nice and sunny over there.
It's like high desert over here.
Yeah.
Like you get all the seasons.
Yeah, well, like I got stuck. Well, last week I was over there, and then I got stuck on the pass. I got stuck on the pass for like 5 hours because of all the spin outs and the tractor trailers and all that.
Damn.
Yeah, it was actually last Thursday. Yeah, because I got was over there visiting a bunch of places and did a bunch of tours, and then it ran long, and then that's why I wasn't able to get on here last week. And then when I saw the traffic report, it was like, oh, the pass is open. And then by the time I got to the beginning of the pass, it was like, nah, that shit's shut down. You're not going anywhere.
Sheesh.
So they got I think they opened it at like 11:30, almost midnight.
Damn.
Yeah, and I'm like sitting on the freeway so for like 4.5 hours, 5 hours.
Just sitting, yeah, I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah, the sitting, the stops. That's the word.
Yeah,
With no
we already passed the, like you get past like Easton, there's really nothing really until you get to the summit. So that I was just past Easton, and then the people I was with were on the other, were just behind me like a quarter of a mile. But yeah, we were all sitting there just chilling. But I chalk it up as first world problems. It could be worse.
Yeah.
But the tours were fun. Like I visited a couple of farms, but also did a tour at a brewery, which was pretty cool.
Oh, it was a tour of a brewery? Nice.
It was so the last of the tours was of a brewery, pretty big one too. Like they had, I don't know, like 100 of these big old huge like vats. But the interesting thing about it was it they were, in the 90s and all that, they were part of a co-op, and back when like craft brewing was a really major thing and really like power to the people type of things. And then like anything now, it's a big huge ordeal and conglomerate, and they'll probably give it another couple of years, they'll get bought out by InBev, and just like the rest of the craft brewers did.
Yeah. Yo, last week, now that you mentioned it, I know a lot of people were asking about like more about One World, One Plant, but we didn't have like all the information. So I'm just wondering if you could like is there any update on like what's going on with it right now, so that we can see if there's any other questions that come up about One World.
Oh yeah. So the last weekend, I guess what I've been doing is giving them to people that have that have a following or group. So I'm finding it more simplified to if somebody's got like 10, 20 people that want to participate in it, it's just as easy for me to send them 10, 20, 30 packs, so that way they can give it to their people. And then they already kind of in a group already, so they're already sort of working together. And then we sent out 50 or 60 of them last week to Free Seed Day. So that's what I've just been doing, is like people that have been asking. Like I believe Twisted asked. I believe he got some.
Mm-hmm.
You guys had V9 on last week. He got a set for his group. He's got requested some more. But yeah, so basically what I've been doing is just if you're following one of the YouTube pages or a group or something like that, I've been finding it more easier to hook that particular person up, and then they take the names and dish it out to their grow group or to the people that support them.
I got the Instagram page right here. Is that you still using that, right, too?
Yeah, it just needs to be updated. So I got a bunch of pictures from this last round. So the results are beginning to come in the past like few weeks. Where I just actually got one a picture and a tag with from Killer B. I know we've talked about him on here. He's a Canadian, but he's just wrapping his up. A lot of people are coming full circle on it and wrapping up the for that that initial round. So we'll have to take a look, but I got more coming. But what I'm finding is a lot of people really like it, really enjoying the project, and I think it's a great introductory for people because it's no harm, no foul if it doesn't work out for them. So like if they mess something up along the way or whatever, then it's not really that. It's not a big huge tragedy.
Yeah. So are you on round 3 or what round are you on right now? From the original round.
But yeah, that particular page will probably get updated in the next.
I
Next
didn't
couple of
realize
weeks.
how many pictures you already had from other previous rounds. It looks dope.
I think I lost audio.
Oh yeah.
You might have lost it on Spooky.
Oh, okay.
Spooky, he can't hear you. Try backing out and coming in like you did. I think it's when somebody comes in after him.
Oh, but it's it's a really fun project. The people, it's one of the few things where it hasn't had any negative like feedback. Nobody's tried to bash it or talk shit, about it, which is pretty rare. But it's pretty cool to watch everybody get the results that they were looking for.
Yeah, I lost audio when I was swapping with the displays and shit. I don't know, I fucked it up. But yeah, are you on round 3?
Can you hear Spooky?
I'll be back in like 30
Yeah,
minutes.
he can't hear Spooky.
Oh shit. What the fuck?
Spooky
In-house.
still.
Yeah, in-house, you might have to back out and come back in.
Okay, 1 second.
I remember that's what we had to do last time. All right, Tino. We're here.
All right, Tino.
All right.
So here's something that in-house posted about the One World One plant, somebody's plant. Where'd it go?
Somebody was just in here showing, talking about the divine storm across the One World One plant.
How about Neo?
So here's some pictures from Cali Sober. I can hear you. You can hear us?
I can hear everybody.
All right. Well, Spooky's coming back. He should have stayed.
Who, me?
Spooky, speak. See if he can hear you.
I am speaking. It is I.
You can't hear him?
I can't hear him.
Yeah, he still can't hear him.
I think it's every
Spooky, I'll be right back.
Every time somebody comes in after in-house,
Yeah,
they
just
he
stay in
can't
here.
hear them.
Don't leave.
I'm gonna leave right now. I'll be right back.
No, don't do it.
You just keep Spooky out. Just
Yeah.
you leave, you don't get to come back, motherfucker.
Screw
I'm
you
back.
guys. I'm going home.
I can hear you now.
All right, let's go.
So this I saw you posted up. This is from Cali Sober.
Yeah. So I got a bunch of pictures from a bunch of people from around the country. So the Cali Sober one, that one came through, and then I was like, oh, I get this tossed up, and then there's Spanish Dre, his group of people are coming and harvesting and beginning to harvest. So Cali Sober, follow that page, and he's that particular person sent a few pictures. But that one, I just screenshotted the post and put it back up. But overall, everybody likes it, so that's why we continue to keep
And
it
a lot
going.
of people were asking, what is the One World One Plant cross?
So that's the male from the Deadly Sativa.
Okay. I know a lot of people were asking that last week, and there's a lot of mixed information out there. So
No, so what we did is we took the original because a few years ago when the One World One plant started, we took Fems and Regs and then sent those out, and pretty much I think I have like a couple left from each one, and then there's those went out and everybody had a great time with that. That went to like some of the most remote places around like in the world. I remember Tino sent one. It took like 3 months or 4 months for the person to get it, but it was like literally out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean somewhere.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he
That's
might
really,
remember.
that's like the
but
meaning of it.
what I saw though was a lot of the people that were part of it, kind of were forming their own grow groups, and some of those same people know each other from that particular project and are still sort of working with each other to this day. You know, exchanging ideas and tips and just growing together. And the reason why they came across each other or connected was through the One World, One Plant project.
Whole point of it, right? You got people together growing the same plant. Oh, Bone just kicked himself.
Well, it started on an Instagram live. We were just chopping up bullshitting, and I think it was like, I think Tina was in there, B9 was in there. It was just like we were just bullshitting, and we were like, hey, maybe we should send seeds around the world and have everybody pop them on the same day and see what comes about. We just didn't realize how popular it was going to be, and we did the raffle for it, and because there was like 300 and some 80 spots or something like that. We did the raffle, and we did that on a Saturday. Everybody was tuning into that to see if their number got called, and we were cycling through those. It was just a really cool time. Like, in fact, I was on a live earlier with Bone, and we were kind of talking about some stuff that sticks out over the years, doing all this. And that was a really cool day to go through those raffle tickets and call people's number and watch them get excited, and sitting in front of the screen watching people rattle off numbers of raffles. And then the task of sending them all out, man. So now anybody that's ever gone to the post office and has had to fill out an international form, it's not quick. And I think at one point I broke them up into like 10 or 15. So this was like right before, this is like during Christmas time. So before Christmas, because the starting date was January 1st. Oh, you guys have no idea how many people I pissed off. So I would walk in with a box with these envelopes that are yay big, and the international ones, you got to type it all out, and you got to do it. There's a whole process to it, and so when it came to the international ones, I was doing them like 10 or 15 at a time. So I would hold up a person at the like a teller, at the post office for like an hour and a half dealing with these international mailings. But the thing is there's like literally a line behind me of people getting pissed off, and they're just like, what the fuck, what is taking so long? Everybody's always like, you're standing in line, there's a whole group of impatient people. And yeah, it was pretty funny, but also I could understand why people were getting pissed, because I'm just not leaving the counter. I mean, like,
only one or two people working, so
they're definitely understaffed at every post office.
yeah, well, and it's not like the post office is like overstaffed either. There's usually one or two people, and then when the one guy had to yell back to the back of the post office and, hey, so I need another person up here, I'm gonna be tied up for a while, I could just hear the people grumbling in the back, like, this motherfucker. So, but yeah. But anyway, it was totally worth it though. And watching the the social media light up on January 1st of that year, just that we're starting the project. That was cool to see, all the tags and people getting excited and going, like, people were emailing their information to us, their shipping info. But in addition to that, they were actually, putting notes in there and sending things like, hey, some shit, it's been really shitty for me lately. I'm really excited to do this and really looking forward to this. And so there was a whole cool energy surrounded the project, where a lot of people were beginning, look forward to it, and it was changing, it was giving them a bit of a good feeling for for a period of time in their life where I guess some shit was going down, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Somebody said to tell in-house. Said this is a comment. Spooky, tell in-house about that voting system you came up with last week. No, it was not a voting system, but it's like we were like, because we had some people that, you know, like,
Spit it out, motherfucker.
I'm trying to figure out how to or
Come on,
formulate the sentence, dude. Chill, man.
What
Spit
happened?
it out, motherfucker.
All right, so basically, it's more of like a game, right? Like we have our core like cast, right, and then we bring in. Say last week we brought in V9, so the people can basically vote to like he could stay and go on to the next week, or get kicked off, and you know, eventually we'll have a new person come in, and then we'll see how big that panel can build up. And there's only could be 10 spots. So it can only go up to like 5, you know. It could be a fun pastime, you know.
Yeah, actually, that'd be awesome because it'd be kind of like similar to Tino's. You know, who's your favorite breeder, right?
Yeah.
So that,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you can even kick off. Yeah, you can kick
Or the
you can
people
kick me
by the-
out. You could even kick Spooky. Spooky could be running the
Wait,
thing. If
wait,
you,
we can't kick the core members out. Yeah. Okay, fine.
what?
No, kick
No,
me
you
out.
got to keep it.
Hey.
You got to keep it. You got to keep it even, bro. Like, look, man, come on, and you know, like, yeah, you should have like a little percentage, right? So if your percentage is dropping, you better
Run the
start saying
poll.
some funny shit or being funny
All right.
or kicking some stuff. Because if your percentage starts dropping and if it goes to 0, that means that you're X'd out. You know.
So let's take a vote. Let's take a vote right now. Put
Well,
up your umbrellas
it's
for
only
me.
fair, right?
Put up your umbrellas for me.
When it
Put
gets
up,
down to
the
the
house
last two,
for in-house.
we gotta wait. We
Put
gotta
up the
develop
ghost
the
for
structure.
Spooky. And Twisted, put up.
I
like
think
a-
you're. Hey, look, man. I think you're onto something. I think it'll be fun for the people because they'd be like, "Yeah, I'm sick and tired of hearing in-house, so it's time for him to go." And then all of a sudden, I just get voted off the island.
But they have to put like why they voted you off, so that you know it's like a hard love. You know, you could like use it to make yourself better or some shit.
That's what I'm saying. Look. You can critique the shit out of somebody. They'd be like, you know, once you realize like why you got kicked off the island, you'll change up your strategy the next following week. So the idea would be is to be the last person standing.
Oh
Switch
shit!
it up
That's a
like a
dope
hood.
favorite there. The island.
Yeah, like you could. I mean, you could almost have a gamble where the guest could get kicked off in the first 2 minutes before they even introduce themselves. Like, sorry,
Oh no!
sorry guys,
Stop talking
you
shit on
you got to go.
him. Yo, stop talking shit on him.
Shh, let's hear. He's here.
Don't worry, I can't hear his ass anyway.
You can't hear me?
Goddamn time, you gonna talk over me any fucking way.
I don't think he can hear Bone either.
That's terrible.
wait, mic check. In-house, can you hear Bone?
Yo.
No,
Anybody that comes in after you can't hear him.
I think it's your phone.
Man, this motherfucker.
I'm gonna reset my phone.
All right,
Actually, I'm
guys.
gonna see if it's a settings
For
thing real quick.
fundraising, if everybody
Yeah, give me.
donate $1 for in-house's new phone.
What are you talking about? It is a new goddamn phone. I'm gonna see if it's a permission thing. Just give me a few minutes. I'm gonna come back in, and then hey, Twisted, when I come back in, did you want to talk about some of the things that we're talking about in the group chat?
Yeah. Someone brought that up in my wife's motivation video this morning.
Yeah, I'd love to talk about that. So let me see if it's a permission thing or whatever. I'll be right back in. Let me see if I can figure this out because this is getting ridiculous.
$1.
Stop it. That was loud.
He need a iPad or something.
I'm gonna grab something real quick.
That's some bullshit.
It's got to be something in his StreamYard settings that's doing that because that's weird. Oh, okay. Spooky didn't leave. He just
Went to the
removed.
back.
Yeah. I was like, oh no, don't do that because then he'll never hear you again. $1 per vote.
Tino was in the comments.
Yeah, I
The
see
hell's
him in
going
the
on?
comment. Fuck your wrench, Tino.
He's you're rich.
How he get to be a moderator?
Oh, Tino? Oh, hell
Yeah.
nah.
Where the wrenches at, man? Hold on.
Them
Wrench
wrenches.
gang.
Yeah, that's
Hold on,
spooky
let me see.
gang. Spooky giving out wrenches, man.
Hold on. Let me see. Do Mike got a wrench?
Nah,
Oh, I ain't got no. Okay.
I had to come up with my
Y'all
own
be
wrench.
ready. Yeah, y'all be ready for the backstage bullshit after the show. You feel me? Because I'm
Right.
back on it.
He said that backstage bullshit.
Yeah, y'all make sure y'all stay after the show for the backstage
The
bullshit.
shit after the
It's
show.
all right, Yard, I got us, man. They go our wrench right there. I told Spooky that day in his shit. Like, I got my own wrench. Fuck your wrench.
He said, "Fuck you."
He said, "Is that a black guy with a wrench?" Yep. I said, "Yep, I got a wrench. Don't you worry about it."
He said, "I got my own wrench."
Nah, because I popped into YouTube. Everybody got wrenches. Where the fuck is my
And he
wrench?
said it too. He said it too. He said, "Who throw your wrenches up? Where my wrenches?"
Right.
Yeah.
That's just crew shit. Like, where's my fucking wrench? That's some bullshit.
Goddamn wrenches, ain't this a bitch?
Man, it's a
rigged.
few motherfucking trolls in there with wrenches, and I ain't got one. Shit. Man,
Let-
shut this bitch down.
Hank has a question for you.
No, he's not. He's brown skinned.
It's lit black.
He no black puppy.
You know, black puppy. You know, black puppy.
You know black Bobby.
Oh my god. You motherfuckers is nuts.
So, I guess I'm gonna wait till the backyard bullshit. I'm ready to jump off into it right now. Hold on. Yeah,
These
just gonna address
motherfucking
the elephant in the room. I was gonna do it when in-house brought him up. I was gonna bring it out. Twisted, I was gonna bring it out.
What's that? The strong?
And the week before, you remember the conversation?
No, I don't.
We had it this week, but it was about the dude from the week before.
Hmm.
Man,
Think about it. Who did we have on the week before?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm ready for the bullshit.
Man.
Ready for the bullshit.
I'm ready for the bullshit. Look, people, hold on, wait, what's happening? Yeah, you gotta stay, you know what I'm saying, for the after hours, you know what I'm saying? The shit after the show. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
What is a Bruno Mars looking like for his day job? Fuck you, filthy, in my filthy voice. Fuck you, filthy.
I started growing to have my own meds.
Man, I started growing because I wanted to keep paying top dollar. I didn't want to keep paying top dollar, but I wanted to quit selling cocaine. Shit.
Good answer.
I didn't start growing. Growing started me.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
That's deep. That's deep.
Oh no, Spooky left again.
I started growing because I got tired of cutting open bells, getting pennies and dimes and roaches and shit out of it. Yeah.
I've always been around growing my whole life, and I don't know. I love weed. There we go. See, I'll smoke that right there.
Oof.
Nah, the shit that really hit me while I really
It
went
wasn't-
forward like I do now. Like my boy pulled up on me like 16 years ago with like 6 different kinds he did, and I was like, he was like, "Let's smoke all these." We smoking them. He like, I grew them. I ain't stopped chasing since.
Hank said I grew for cash. Yeah, but there was a time where we could all really make good money growing it.
This
And
is
smoke good. Still have both, but
you got that
gotta
t-shirt
choose.
material.
Right. You can make some cash. Grow
Don't be
super
stealing
boom
my
and try
phrases.
cherry. Grow super
Stealing my
boom and
phrases and putting it on t-shirts, man. Make sure you cut me in, man, on that deal. 30%.
We'll throw it on one.
You can still make a profit. Grow super boom and trap cherry. You ain't gonna get high. You ain't gonna get high, but
You make sure
you
you
make a
tag that.
profit.
BYG official.
I'm about
500
to
is
bring.
tip.
I'm gonna bring Blue Dream back.
Let's go. I fuck with Blue Dream. I don't even care.
I
love
hated
it.
that fucking strain with a passion.
Yo, I'll tell you, it got
But it was some
overplayed.
bullshit.
It got
Yeah.
overplayed over here. Like it got it was everywhere all the time.
Hey,
But
Spooky,
to
Blue
get it
Wakanda.
now, I'm like, okay, I remember this.
if I don't get no rent, I'm stealing your refrigerator. I don't care.
Say something. Maybe I can give it to you right now.
Better get a little wrench.
He said, let me give it to you now. Hold up, now I'm coming for that refrigerator.
What's
I
that
see
called?
that look 2 seconds. Shit.
Yeah, that shit is dope. I got it on sale too.
I
So like,
watch all you motherfuckers. I go back and watch all everybody's
if
shit.
someone buys it like full price right now, that shit's $300 extra. That shit
And that's the one they use in all the mini shits I be watching. Like, yeah, that's a
that shit's brat. It just dropped.
yeah.
It had a
Your
older
van
version, but,
nice as a motherfucker though, bro.
like,
That motherfucker look good.
so
I said,
almost like next year ready.
I said, is that a cot? He been in the military too long.
Yeah.
That goddamn cot.
That shit survived, dog.
Can't have a cot in the Benz Sprinter. Right? You can't have.
I spent all my money on all the other shit.
He said,
Good.
fuck it, man.
You gotta
That
struggle. You gotta struggle a little bit. You
No,
gotta
Right.
Dan's looking good, man. Wait till he's got it set up and he's driving over here, all the way to here, stopping everywhere he can.
Man, that's gonna be nice.
That thing is nice.
Hey, I saw you stop having the smoke break and shit. I saw the tire on the back. I said, yeah, he got that other one. That you see the tire on the back, that show you the price point. Like, yeah, that's the one right there.
That's the good one.
That's the one you go up mountains and shit. That motherfucker going there.
Yeah, it's not all-wheel drive, so it was just fitting to like. Definitely, I need to upgrade the suspension too once I put more weight on the vehicle. But it's doing good right now. It's driving smooth.
Got the Blue Tech? Is that the Blue Tech one?
Oh, which one?
Is it a Blue Tech?
I'm not sure. It's a Mercedes Sprinter 2024 170 wheelbase. So 170 is so they have 170 and 144. So this is 144s are shorter, 170s are longer.
Then you got the taller one, right?
170 high roof.
Yeah, that motherfucker tall.
Oh,
Yeah, but Spooky don't need the tall one to walk around in it.
Yo, right.
do backflips in this one.
What if he
Yeah.
has guests, like in-house or myself, you know what I'm saying?
I heard you got it. I heard it's dope as fuck. I heard you did a great job on it.
Y'all ain't see the behind the scenes video. Tino can't even touch the ceiling in that motherfucker. He's on his tippy toes jumping.
Twisted ain't got the video?
What's it on? YouTube,
I don't
correct?
know. I don't know.
Oh no. I don't think I got any footage of him in there. But next time when I pull up on him, it was real quick. I just dropped by and had a couple Modelos with him, and he dabbed. He shared some dabs with me.
Hey, yo, right.
You
Hey,
gotta,
yo, I like how
you gotta
say.
edit the video where like he gets in it and he's like this tall, but the band's huge. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
That ain't a tiny home for Tino. That is a mansion.
That's a man.
He could do running sprints inside of it.
So they, how you digging the van life though?
I wouldn't say I'm full van life, but I'm just like working towards it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's cool though.
Yeah, I got I was seeing like I got sucked into watching the YouTube videos of people that be decking those things out. There's a lot of cool shit you can do to it.
Mine's just still bare. It's like everything that's in there right now, I could remove it out, and it'll be just a very nice looking inside of a the inside looks like a studio apartment.
It's that wood.
Nice.
Yeah, the wood grain.
Yeah, but I'm just using it as basically like a more mobile workstation type studio thing right now.
So no grow.
What's up, no girl? I left Tino's plants in there for like almost 2 days, and they were fine.
In-house, my wife has a question right here. This kind of pertains to what we were talking about there, with the different terps and terpenoids actually hitting.
Vamp life. Let's go.
You'd have to do the get the numbers back and find out what's what. Really to the right terpene profile and the numbers on that shit. You know what I mean?
We've come to the conclusion she likes the peppercorn terpene. Like that helps her body a lot. That peppercorn and earthy.
That's like a myrcene, ain't it?
Yes.
Mercilessly.
Yeah.
So you got to find something that's high in that.
Because she has MS, so when she starts to get flare-ups with it and stuff, that's like the only thing that she can smoke that will actually help subside everything.
Oh yeah, we need several grows of just that.
So that, I'm pulling it up so I can see it because I can't really see it on the phone.
We used to, just on a side note, we used to have this guy. I think he may have been like maybe on the spectrum or something, but he would come around the lives and he would just spit out like terpene facts. He was like,
I remember him.
yeah. And there was this one time where he came in the live and he was waiting for a package for Tito. And he comes in, he's like,
I'm waiting.
It's more. It was more longer. It was. I'm waiting.
That's the CBD. Oh, I still bring that up once in a blue in the comments. I'll be like, I'm waiting just to bring it up. That kid was funny. That was In-House's boy.
Man.
He was a CBD kid. He was always talking about CBD stuff.
Yes, In-House has some interesting friends.
He was younger. It was CBD something. I remember he was all about CBD.
Tito stepped on his weed before he sent it to him.
Yeah.
Tito.
Damn.
Who was it? I don't remember.
Oh man, I wish I had the video still myself. I'm waiting.
Wait, did you send him Smash Seeds? Wait, no, that wasn't him, is it?
I sent somebody Smash Seeds because they pissed me off. So I, so
I know this shit
I can't
forever,
remember.
right? Hold up.
I can't remember who it was, but I was packing them and I was like, you know what? Fuck this guy. So I was like, boom, 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 boom. Put him in there. And then he got so pissed that he never talked to me ever again or unfollowed the whole nine.
I think it's the same dude.
Man.
I have a feeling it's the same thing because my mind is thinking it's.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure it's the same dude. CBD
He used
something.
to come in here and spit terpene facts, like different, like stupid terpene facts, like
you said, he was younger too. He's probably in his early 20s.
fuck.
Yeah. Okay, so I know now. God, who was that?
That was like
That
was a while ago.
Yeah, I remember he went like super off the deep end. Like wow, because he was very knowledgeable about the cannabinoid system and the terpenes,
100%.
and then after a while, he was like, he got like really weird and like demanding. He was like, listen to me, right? And yeah, but yeah, that guy wasn't my friend. It was somebody off of the internet.
That's your boy. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So what it was he was posting some interesting stuff. So I brought him on a live, and then I said you should also hit up Tino's because there's he's got a pretty popular live too, and I think some of these people would want to hear what you got to say, specifically around the cannabinoids and the terpenes. And then he just got into the Tino fray, and then all of a sudden just went off the deep end. I mean, he had like a meltdown on the live, if I recall. I can't remember his name for shit.
He was coming on the live, and he was wearing like 6 hats.
Yeah.
It was. I think it was like. He was trying way too hard.
Yeah, he was.
You guys threw me for a loop. He was like, "Your friend." I was like, "What the fuck? Like, what are you talking about?"
For me to give you the ranch. Let me see.
This is some bullshit.
I can't give you a ranch.
In-house, type something in here. Do you got a wrench?
Hell yeah. I'm tired of this shit.
Is it in my life though?
I want my rental reparation. Something.
My wrench reparation.
You got a wrench?
I ain't got no damn wrench. I'm tired of this shit.
Okay, so the answer, Riz's question. So she said the Blue Dream, right?
Yep.
Okay, so when I pulled up the Blue Dream, it's got 1% myrcene in it, which looks like it's the dominant terpene.
Yep.
But it's a 60% sativa, 40% indica. We all know about Blue Dream. So now I'm trying to figure out what the average cannabinoid content is, because when you like MS, especially if you're dealing with MS in the early stages, because for the people that don't know what MS is, it's the nerve lining of it's the lining of your nerves that's being attacked and being stripped. Correct?
It's
Okay,
in
so
your nerve.
you're there's a lot that's going on. I got a really good friend that suffers from the same thing, but that's where I think if she's finding Blue Dream as being effective in helping her, then that's kind of, there's something within that lineage or that cannabinoid content that that you want to expand on or boost, you know. So the THC is more for the pain aspect of it, but the cannabinoids, like the CBD and the CBN and all that, that's what you want to kind of focus on to see if you need to up those, because that would be something where you could, instead of having it in a flower form, you could put it in a concentrate and then, start taking it as an edible, or there's numerous ways that you can consume it at that point. But I was trying to look up. So if it's a sativa, then it's going to be more heavier on the CBD, CBN, the other cannabinoids, more heavier than a THC. Because Blue Dream typically comes in at an 18%, 22%, 2% CBD. But let me go back to her question. So you're gonna want to. It's like for, I think NIH has a study on this in particular about MS and the cannabinoids and the effect. Now, at the end of each study, it will always say that it was inconclusive or leave the door open, because technically they can't say one way or the other, because it might, they when pharmaceutical got you a patient, they want you to be a patient for life. But I think with that though is as a dietary supplement or something that you incorporate into your diet, I'm a firm believer that you have a better opportunity to live a better, healthier life moving forward with whatever ailment that you get. You just got to kind of narrow it down to see what works for you, and then dissect that particular situation and look closely into that. Like as an example, we got a guy that he had broke his back, couldn't walk, just major back problems, and he said the only thing that was touching it was Slurricane, and he was able to get off of opioids, right? Even though through the process, and he attributed that to the Slurricane strain. So when you start looking at the Slurricane strain, right, it's got the terp profile is great, but also it's got a pretty good balance it's not such a lopsided super high THC with virtually no other cannabinoids present. Where a lot of the strains nowadays have that. So what
THC terpene count,
yeah. So because it was coined a long time ago, but it's called the entourage effect. But with that is I think the future for a lot of ailments and a lot of stuff is a better diet. And I think if you start incorporating the other cannabinoids into your diet, I think it's going to offset a lot of ailments, or offset a lot of trouble that you're going to run into. So you're starting to see like Crohn's disease
Is your
that CBG is doing wonders in. What's that?
this or like this?
It won't rotate for him.
I know.
Yeah,
but,
we did that. We did that already.
Is your mic being covered? Maybe that's what they're saying. It's very staticky. I don't know.
It is a little staticky. It's tolerable compared to how it can be.
No, I'm
sometimes.
tolerating it. They, just,
I'm tired of it.
they said,
So-
"My man, that speaking your audio is bad."
So, as you're saying, including it in your diet, she found that when she has an anxiety attack, when she'll take a pinch of crushed black pepper and put it under her tongue, and it helps with anxiety. And that's kind of like the taste of the Blue Dream that she gets from. That's like you said, incorporating it into your diet.
I have a question for in-house from this is from
Makes
a
sense.
perspective of someone that's never got a plant tested and seen like the terpene breakdown. Are those pretty reliable? Do you do that for all your strains and get like a terpene breakdown? Is that a thing?
Yeah, so it's like anything. You gotta take the percentages over 10 or 15 tests. So now what we'll do is people send in tests from all around the country. We have local testing, and then you're just taking and then averaging it out after that. And then that's going to give you a better baseline of what you're actually working with, because not every testing site is created equally. You know, we've seen stuff where it was in the 30s, and I was like, no way that strain's going to be in the 30s, you know, because we've seen it consistently at 25, 24, and then all of a sudden you got this 32%. There's like an anomaly. So the best way to do it is average it out and then give a plus or minus one way or the other.
Like you said, average it out. That makes sense. Especially since it depends if you're testing the same exact, you know, like every grow is different. If I grow it in my hydro, it's going to be different than somebody that's growing it in organic, of course.
Yeah, but that's where I think the testing, what I really liked about legalization and all that stuff moving forward was the testing aspect, because whether you can always, when you look at it scientifically, you can always go, okay, this makes sense or this doesn't make sense, but it gives you something, a baseline to work off of. But I think what's really important, though, is, and I have a suspicion, but I think that there's something with using neem, right, through your grow in late stages they seem like there's a bit of a connection to a few things, right? So like the CHS and all that. Now, it's not been proven, but it's like you gotta start asking questions or at least looking into certain things. That's why I think finding the fact of home growing is really great, because you are in complete control of what you're going to ingest in your body, not necessarily what a sticker says. And that's why I think it's important for home growers to, in addition to learning how to grow their own, but understanding these numbers and understanding these profiles, and then shifting and growing to a particular strain or set of strains that's going to help them or help them directly.
Yeah, it's basically, like you said, knowing what you're growing. You have full control yourself. That's what's great about growing it yourself.
Yeah, like as an example with Riz's, she's like talking about, hey, Blue Dream does this for me. So to me, when I hear that, that's like, oh, that's a great start. That's a great start. And so you dig into that lineage and see where where if you can find some solutions within that, because there's a baseline, you have a starting point.
Makes sense, 100%.
Like as an example, those candies I sent you, right? Yep. So the first batch of candies made with basically was just a mix. It was a mix of rosin, and the second wave we used all just slurricane rosin to make them. So the people that got the first batch, they were like, oh, they were great. And then the second batch, they were like, oh, it just hit differently. They were made with the exact same percentages. They were all 15 milligrams, but from the mix, where they said it was good, but they said that the Slurricane just hit different. They said it was a bit more, they were a bit more alert and all that. But that's where I think the different terp profiles and the different cannabinoid makeup and being strain specific actually worked out in that particular situation. So that sometimes mixing a bunch of stuff doesn't necessarily get you to where you want to be. But if you're mixing putting, like, what we'll do is on those candies, they'll be like 15 milligrams, but there'll be 100 or 200 milligrams of CBD. So it'll be highly dosed in the CBD realm, because in an edible, you can, if you got too much THC and not really representation of the other cannabinoids, it can send you for a wild trip, a wild ride.
CBD is going to help balance that out as well.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But that's what I'm excited. I'm excited because I've been looking at the profiles and going back and looking at the testing. Like, as an example, so like the testing of everything, like here,
Yeah.
right? So we got these test results, and so now I can go through and say, oh, okay, this the CBDA, right, 0.069. So on this particular strain, this was the Rainbow Sherbet, right? So it's got a very minimal CBD in it, but it's got a 26% on average THC in it, right? But as you start getting down into the CBN, the CBGA, it's got 1% CBGA in it. The CBCA, it's got just under 1% of that. So when you start actually digging into the testing, that's where you're like, it's a lot of fun, because then you're starting to see patterns and you're starting to understand, oh, okay, this is what they should have been doing 30 years ago, 40 years ago.
100%.
But legalization is now allowing us to do this. So now a lot of solutions and a lot of problems are fixed by people doing exactly that, starting to digging into the numbers and digging into the results and the data and figuring stuff out. Because really, in reality, you only need what's going to work for you. So the person just needs to kind of narrow in what they find, what's going to help them, and then share that information with people that are similar cases to them. And then that way you start, getting a data pool together. And that's how kind of like the CBD and seizures, right? That's how, Charlotte's Web, all that stuff, back in the day, late 90s, early 2000s, that's how that got popular, because they're like, oh, hey, the CBD oil is less than slowing down the amount of grand mal seizures that kids were having. So therefore, the same with Rick Simpson's oil, right?
Yep.
Rick Simpson's oil is one of the most rudimentary ways of extraction, but it worked for that particular individual, and plus thousands of others, and it continues to help people to this day. Now, that could be completely expanded on, and we've missed out on 25, quarter century of work that could have been done that could solve some of these problems. And I mean, it is a pharma problem, because if we start solving some of these problems and start getting traction, they're going to lose billions, in some cases trillions. So you do have a big, huge entity that's working against you. But what I'm excited for is just, I get to see the testing from all around the country, all different environments, all different strains. Like, probably I have testing results on over 150 strains, and I have 120 of them at my disposal right now.
It's the way to do it, man. How many different tests from each strain? Like you said, you send them to different places. So,
well, I've mentioned it for the past, 5 years, 6 years, when really started looking into this. Is, I think at 2020, kind of back in the day, remember you used to say the best MPK was 2020, right? I think that 2020 across the board on the cannabinoids is kind of like a secret, a hidden remedy in a sense that could help, eliminate a ton of stuff. Oh, as an example,
Like
I have an older dog, right? And as the dogs get older, their back legs aren't as strong as they used to be. So I made the peanut butter. We went to, with the Trader Joe's and grinded up the natural peanut butter and mixed in CBD, full spectrum CBD. It was doing great. The coat of the dog was in great. I mean, it's like you could tell there was the CBD effects.
yeah,
But it was still like favoring, and you could tell like it was like discomfort. So I put in addition to the CBD, I put in an equivalent would be like 1%, right? Just just basically 1% THC and in a high dose of the CBD, and it made all the difference. So you're just they're little 10-gram little cubes, right? Little kind of like the candies that I sent you guys.
yep.
So they were so basically like this size, right? So you're so anyway, one in the morning and then another one in the evening, and the effects of it are amazing. So the dog responded really well to it, but it was the THC was needed in order to just to alleviate the pain. So the CBD will get rid of the inflammation and really help on the joints, but there's still the discomfort and the pain. That's where the THC comes in. And I think that's I'm going to keep track of the progress and see how that works, because I can tell the difference from when that peanut butter starts to rub off, that starts to wear off, and the little gap in between of it, you can really tell the stark difference. But that's just observing and trying new things. Now, you don't want to like, especially when it comes to something like that, you want really minimal THC, because you just want to use the THC as an activator to the rest of the cannabinoids. Now, I'm far from an expert on this, so I just have stuff that I've been working on in real time and working with people and things like that. I've been going back and forth with somebody that's got was it eczema, like this kind of so that I was like, had a theory a while ago where I was like, a little bit of THC but a lot of CBD will probably help with that a little bit, and seems to have effects, but time will tell. But it's like one of those things, like, why not, if somebody's willing to try it, try it. And the same with I think the salves and the edibles and all that are really slept on, because I think people that want to actually go to the naturopath aspect of it, that's the way to go about going about it, and figuring out your solutions to your ailments on that, because everybody knows staying hydrated and a healthy diet, your body's going to respond greatly.
Especially if you're doing that and you get to test out what's actually working for you.
Yeah. What I can do is if she wants to, I can make a batch specific of like out of the Slurricane, and then go with a super high dose of CBD and a high dose of CBG, so which will take the percentage of the THC down.
Yeah.
But she could try those in those edibles. I can make her a batch, and if she just wants to test it out and see if it has the same effect, because I'm pretty sure mixing up the different cannabinoids in a combination, you can get pretty close to what that terp profile and that cannabinoid profile of Blue Dream is. Yeah, 3-to-1 CBD. So Leaf Cycle Management, I saw this one. It was 1,000 milligram THC, and it smelled like icy hot, but it was fucking huge. But the person that had it said it worked out really good on their joints. And there's a salve that we have that, excuse me, that we give to like friends and people that we know, that it works really well on his knees. And that is a high dose of THC, and that's like basically equivalent to 1,000 milligrams of THC and 1,000 milligrams of CBD. Because when it gets into topicals and when it gets into that, it needs to be very high dosed in order to be effective. Because especially when you're looking at
100%.
what's that?
I said 100%. My wife makes I would say it's a half and half salve now. It's CBD and THC, and this stuff it actually works really good for people. So,
Well, you want to also keep in mind, like especially like when it comes to CBD, you want something that's high dosed in there, because think of it as like Tylenol and aspirin and all that. You don't take a 10 milligram aspirin, right? It's going to be a 250 milligram, 500 milligram. You're gonna round out to about 1,000 milligrams of aspirin or whatever when you're. But yeah, so you can't really. You're not going to be able to overdose yourself on CBD. Now, if you go do too high dose of THC, then yes, you're gonna get high as a kite, especially in an edible, where you wake up the next day. I don't know. There's a lot of people that have had this experience where you wake up the next day and you're still high. And you're like, shit. Not even the sleep got me through this.
I call that a high over.
What's that?
A high over, a high hangover.
Yeah. That's because remember too, back in the day, it used to be like roulette. You didn't know if whoever made them was going to be a good mix, right? So you weren't sure if you were going to get like the hot piece, like the piece that was super loaded, But now it's a bit different. People that are making the edibles know what they're doing and being able to get a consistency across the board. So, like for instance, we know the mix time, and we know everything about those particular candies, so we can get them right on the nose at 15 milligrams. And those candies are flavorful enough that you could probably get them up to 50 to even 100 milligrams. But that's for a certain demographic of people that love that. I know people that they're like, yeah, 100 milligrams, 200 milligrams, no problem. And then I know other people being like, yeah, I'm going to cut this 15 in half. I'm going to be just right.
I like low dosing because it gets you feeling good. I don't like to be where I'm passing out, where I'm ready to pass out.
Yeah.
Too many like me hard.
So I've been playing with in the salves and the tinctures and a few other things and getting strain specific, because like I said, with the data now, I can now do strain specific, know exactly to a T what the averages are and what's in there. And then people, that I know and people that I interact with, I'm like, well, you want to try this and then get back to me, so that way you have, it's not like it's a case study, but it's not real, like, I mean, if you're people will be like, oh, that's anecdotal or whatnot, but to me is that your combination of a placebo effect, if somebody really truly believes something is going to work, the body's going to shift and adapt and make it work, in many cases. So you're winning there. Plus you do have the true actual properties of the cannabinoids that does clean the blood, that does make you feel better. There's so much into that realm that I just want to continue to explore. And I think that's also going to go hand in hand with the home growers, because that's why, kicking and going hard with the home growers, that's just additional data to continue to do better. So now here's the thing. You don't need to necessarily, wait for a doctor to tell you need this amount of milligrams of THC or CBD when you can explore yourself and find what's going to work for you. And if it works for you, then you're not beholden to necessarily a prescription. You can take control of your life. You can take control of your ailments.
That's, I had a doctor recently, one of my more recent doctors. He said the best thing a doctor could have ever said to me, and that was, your body better than I do. You know your body better than your doctor does. Tell me what you need. That's kind of like when you're experimenting with cannabinoids. You figure out what your body needs because you know how you feel. The doctor doesn't
Mhm.
necessarily tell you, hey, you feel this way, so you should have this. This will work, and then it doesn't.
Well, also too, they like when you're talking about doctors, you have to understand that when doctors prescribe you something, there's a good chance that there's something behind it, right? They're making money from it or whatnot. So as an example,
They get to go on the company vacation conferences. That's what they call them. The
well,
conferences.
I'll tell you guys a funny story. So went in for a checkup at the doctor, and so the nurse or the person that kind of checks you in, takes your vitals and all that stuff. This is what I thought was really interesting to me.
Triage, right? Triage?
What's that?
Isn't it triage or whatever?
No,
Triage.
it was like it's a doctor's appointment, so they're gonna take your blood pressure. They're gonna kind of get you ready
Height,
for the
weight.
doctor.
Yeah.
But if you ever, like when you go in to buy a car and the first person you meet, they're just kind of, they prime you a little bit, and then the sales guy comes walking over. This is what I really felt like, because he's got a checklist and he's like, how do you feel normally? And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, do you get down a lot and all this stuff? And I was like, well, like anything, you got your good days, you got your bad days. You're just talking, right? So anyhow, like in life, you do have stretches where shit is really stressful. You're working through some shit. You're, sometimes life just sucks, but doesn't mean it sucks all the time, right? However, sometimes life has to suck. That way, when the good times come, you're much more appreciative of those, right? Because you're like, oh, I've learned not to do that, so my life doesn't suck, or I don't feel that way. So anyhow, and like these questions are leaning towards like basically asking if I'm depressed. And I just asked him, I said, are you trying to ask me if I'm depressed or something? And he was like, well, kind of sort of sounds like you are. And I was like, no. I said, look, depression, I said, my view of depression is yes, I get depressed when I'm down on something or I feel bad about something and all that. But then your mindset starts to change. So then so eventually the doctor comes in. And the doctor was like, have you considered, whatever, it was an antidepressant? And I was like, no, I've never considered that. And he's like, well, I was just reading your chart and I just basically had to shut him down there. I was like, no, look, we're not getting into this conversation. I can't even believe you're asking me this, right? Because yes, look, sometimes you're down, sometimes you're up. That's life. It's an ebb flow, right? But do you think me having to take a pill every day is going to help me? I said, if anything, I got undiagnosed ADD, so I can only imagine how that's going to fight with everything. But don't get me wrong. Some people absolutely need it. I just don't think, in my opinion, that 44%, almost 50% of the population does. I don't, you get what I'm saying? Because what it does is it opens up a bigger problem, because what I learned from when my dad had a stroke, that once you start taking antidepressants, you can't just stop. Because if you stop, it becomes a way bigger problem. And you want to know what the side effects of taking antidepressants, of stopping antidepressants. So I was in a room full of doctors talking to about, the next aftercare for my dad and all that. And they rattled off and they go, what is that? And they were like, it's antidepressant. And I was like, this guy turned 21 and never grew a day older, right? So he's not depressed. He doesn't need to take antidepressants. And they go, well, normally after you have a stroke, you get depressed. And I asked him, I said, are you taking you're taking antidepressants? And he was like, I don't know anything about it, right? So I was like, okay, he can stop taking that. And a room full of doctors said, no, he can't stop just taking that. We have to wing him off of it, because if we cut him off, guess what? He'll fall into depression.
Yes.
I'm like, are you serious? Like, did I hear that correctly? You're telling me the side effect of not taking them is depression, even if the person didn't have depression in the first place? And to me, I was floored. But anyhow, had to go through and take it down. But so me, I walk away from that meeting. Now, next thing you know, I'm, knee deep in, studies and all this stuff. And I realize, oh, if you stop taking that shit, you have suicidal thoughts, you have these tendencies, you got all this crazy shit. And I'm like, oh man, this explains a lot. That's why I think that, some people out there that are stuck to that, they might be also looking for a solution, because what happens if a supply chain stops and you can't get those no more? That's going to be a wild ride for a lot of people, so you have to find an alternative, or like a natural alternative to get you by. Just like in the early stages of the pandemic, where we ran out of Ritalin and Adderall, because a lot of the Ritalin and Adderall was made in Ukraine. So they were already calling for super shortages there. And yeah, so that's why I think, and to me, it's scary when your doctor is gonna treat you like it's not like you're walking like a car salesman, you need this, you need that. And reality, a lot of it is taking a check and a mental break, and checking on yourself, checking on your people, going out, touching some grass, getting a little bit of sun on your face, right?
Vitamin D.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like, to me, I don't have bad days, because I got a good friend group. I got people that I'm close with, people that you got great relationships with, like I know people that hit me up randomly, just say, what's going down, how you doing, how you feeling. I do the same to other people, because and that's where you're like, that's where a lot of good shit comes out of. And you're not going to find that. You're not going to find that in a pill bottle. You're not going to find that in a liquor bottle. You're not going to find that in a beer bottle,
But you will find that in a bowl, a joint.
So, look, if you let this plant, the cannabis and hemp plant, run free across this world, within a decade, we'd have world peace. Think about it, right? If you had some of these leaders sitting around, right, all geeked out on some edibles and some joints, you're gonna get some shit done. They're gonna look and go,
100%.
why are we beefing again? What's the problem?
Why don't I like you? I don't even know.
100%. Like, yeah, like, telling you, like the G20 summit would be a completely different operation if they had a smoke break,
I think they just they all take prescribed Adderall or something.
So what's that chemical? There's that chemical, liquid cocaine that hits your brains. It begins with an S, sertraline or something like that.
Oh, good question.
The chemical. Hang on, let me.
But what
Sertraline. It's called sertraline. Treats depression, anxiety, obsessive compulsive disorder, post-traumatic disorder, and whatever else it says.
Oh, hey, since you pulled that up,
Serotonin. That's the word I was looking for.
Oh, well, you naturally have serotonin in your brain. Same with dopamine. I think that's where, like, I was reading a study about social media, phones, and all that. And actually, Bone and I were talking about this earlier. It's that little shot of dopamine that you get from a like, or, I think that's why nobody really gets any good traction, like good people or people that are doing cool shit and good shit. They have like people that support them, but they're not, it's not getting like the wow factor of it, right? But the people that are just like wild and crazy and just want to just see the world burn, they get the likes and they get the laugh emojis and really feel like they're making progress. But it's like that constant dopamine hit. And if you have a lot of dopamine and not enough, say, serotonin, there's a lot of chemicals in your brain that you have to have a balance in. And if you don't have a balance, it's gonna fuck you up,
You're right though. I don't see motherfuckers be emotional crybabies about likes and followers. That motherfucker said, "Why are people even following y'all?"
Yeah, look. Here's the thing: is that I think that when I look at the followership and I look at the support, those are people that have a connection, or there's a bridge there, right? There's a it's a really great thing to see because you're like if you could always go buy a bunch of followers, you could buy
Right.
thousands and thousands of followers, but when people seek you out or when people come across you again because social media is on their suppression bullshit. But that's what I'm saying is the followship comes from people genuinely having a connection with you in a sense like they enjoy what you say, and they enjoy what you do, or they feel like they're going to learn something or whatnot. Now that's one thing that I noticed is we post on the official pages. We'll post flower pictures all day long, but if you put something out there where somebody gets educated, somebody
Yeah.
learns something,
They're
or
gonna tear
something like
your
that,
ass apart.
it gets shared
I
and goes to the moon.
I
And
had a Facebook restriction that specifically said that you're telling people that this is used as something that can cure this, that.
Yeah,
I was like,
can't do that.
no, I didn't.
no.
That's
And
So
even
the-
if I
medical
did, what the
field
fuck?
coming at your ass.
The way I see it is the
Say it's
best
false information. That's
the
what they-
best thing about that would be is people's own testimonials, right? So the people that are coming on going, this helped me in particular. This is what kept me from bouncing off the fucking walls. This is what helped me in my process, right? That is the biggest endorsement you can find for anything. So I think when more of those stories come to the forefront, somebody's gonna go, what you're going through is real similar to what I'm going through. I'm gonna try and see what you're doing. I'm going to see if it works for me. And then they start their path, but they start critiquing it a little bit and they find something that works for them. Right. And then it sprawls out from there. But the brain is very critical in this whole process. If you don't have the proper mindset and going into stuff, you're already at a huge major disadvantage. So the people that are out there looking for solutions for their ailments, you have to kind of get into the mindset because a combination of placebo in your mind and your body getting in line with each other it could do wonderful, amazing things. Like the body and the brain are just a crazy. I mean, I don't know if we'll fully ever know the infinite vast workings of our brain and body because of that, but it's an amazing vessel.
It is. It is.
Am I missing questions here?
Just people making comments more than anything.
Yeah, I think that here's the thing is I just want to be very clear. The like antidepressants, there's not like antidepressants is a situation where if you feel that you need them and you want to go down that, where I think that a lot of people should actually research and cover would be is do you want it to be a lifelong thing for you? And if not, then you have to find and prepare yourself to move from that. So I know people that were taking antidepressants, but they're no longer taking antidepressants. But it's a process. It's not something that you can just wake up one day and go, okay, I don't need those anymore. So I just want to be very clear. I'm not saying that the hemp and cannabis is a cure-all or anything like that. What I'm saying is that there's really good properties in there that can help a lot of people, and it's best to explore your options. Because one of the reasons why we get to sit here and talk openly and being able to discuss these ideas and these topics is because there was a time when in the 90s, 80s and 90s when people were told to go home and die or told to take their kid or take their loved one home, and there's nothing more that the medical apparatus could do for them anymore. And when you put a human's back up against the wall like that, they're going to do whatever it takes. So that way, when it's all said and done, they can say, I tried everything I possibly could, and it either worked or it didn't, And so that's the amazing thing about a human is you put a human's back against the wall, it's fight or flight. And a lot of people chose to fight.
From what I've been experiencing with the homeopathic, it cures, and the medicine from the doctor just been treating for decades. Like, I see a difference with this shit, and I've been on it for about 8 months.
Well, I would love to see.
Like,
I want to see more studies on that because
that's why I'm gonna go. Let me tell you, guys. I was telling them today, like I'm gonna go when I go back. I'm gonna make an appointment just to go see my doctor and do their tests, just to see where our levels at. I'm not gonna tell them I've been on anything different. I'm just gonna go in there normally, not telling them how good I feel, not telling them none of that shit, and just see what they say on their paperwork. Because last time I did this, I went in there, right? This was about 3 years ago. I went in there, they was like, yo, your blood pressure sky high. I'm supposed to put you on medicine right now. I could get in trouble if I don't. She was like, next time you come in, if it's still high, I have to put you on the medicine. I'm like, I'm not taking that shit. So I looked into it, and I already don't eat pork, so I quit eating beef. When I went back in 4 weeks, my shit was normal. And she was like, how the fuck did you do that? She
That's
was so
actually-
expecting to put me on them drugs that it's a lot of this shit diet related. A lot of natural shit that'll cure a lot of this shit. Like they just gonna treat you till you die and hope.
So what was it that you did to help you with your blood pressure? There's actually someone right here.
I quit eating beef. I already don't eat pork.
Beef.
You
Okay.
think about it. I heard that too though. Sorry I had to interrupt you guys. There was a
Yeah, I
comment
quit eating beef. I already don't eat pork, and that shit went down to normal in 4 weeks.
I don't know anything about that.
So look into that, Ken. Lower your red meat count in general.
What
So
is it?
but yeah, with that though,
Beef and
like
pork.
when you look at the patent for CBD, it lists in there for high blood pressure, right? Cholesterol. If you look at the list that they submitted in order to patent the CBD back in 2011, I think it was 2012 when they patented CBD, those ailments are listed in there. So like as an example, I think Ken, the Ken person mentions is trying to get the blood pressure under control, but I think if you incorporate CBD, there's a good possibility that you'll be able to get your blood pressure under control because the CBD is going to interact with your cardiovascular system and help process a lot of the loss of a lot of the blood, the contaminants that's going to cause you to have high blood pressure.
A majority of the sicknesses and all these bullshit illnesses in America coming from the food. Like most of this shit, like it ain't. A lot of countries don't deal with this shit because this shit damn near plastic we eat.
Yeah, but also the problem with that is you got a guy there with Robert F. Kennedy that's telling people this, and then you have this whole other side going, "Hey, you kooky fuck, shut your mouth."
They fine with it. Yeah,
it's
because
like-
they've been poisoned so long that they just fine with us, man.
It's
Just
delicious.
yeah, they getting kickbacks. You know how it goes. One motherfucker came out and said, "Look, this who been robbing you," and they got mad because he the one who told them. So, like, something wrong with these motherfuckers. They brainwashed. Like,
dude, I went to war with people in the comment section because the thing is I know, like, I've done a lot of research and have kept track of a lot of Kennedy's work over the past 25 years, but like especially like cleaning up the Hudson. There's a lot of the work that he's done. He sued some of the largest. He sued Monsanto and won. So like it's not like it's his first rodeo.
right. Y'all hear his voice? Y'all hear his voice, right? That came from a fucking flu vaccine. He been on their ass ever since.
So yeah, you don't like well that's the claim, but you can't prove it yet. But what I'm getting at is he wasn't a kook and a crazy person until he crossed when he crossed the line with the pharmaceutical industry. So as an example, what I saw and have been seen is show the efficacy of the situation, right? Show what you're putting in the food. Let's show and give it to the public and let them decide and stop, having, being lied to. As an example, the FDA alone, 70% of their funding comes from the very companies they're supposed to regulate. You think they're going to start levying fines against companies that are paying them?
That's like the pharmaceutical. In order to get food passed through the motherfuckers, right? They go off, say I want to put a food into American society, right? They go off my test results. They don't even test it. This shit's a joke. They don't even test the shit. They go off what I say it is. Like,
yeah,
that shit crazy.
So like I'll answer your question in 1 second, Twisted. But to your point is that like you have somebody that's going, hey, I'm gonna show you this crazy shit. I'm gonna work towards because get these. We don't. This is not allowed in any other country but the United States, right? So our food is contaminated. It has issues. Like when you look at pictures from 30 years ago to today, you can't
Look at
tell
the
the stark
population,
difference.
right? Look at the population.
You can't tell the stark difference. You can't see that, the massive issues that we're having in this country. That's, so.
Health.
But my point is like look, when you see people that are really gonna rock the boat and create change, and you get this opposition from these people that talk out their ass and didn't actually look into it, or they read some fucking memes and all of a sudden now they're an expert. It's like,
They just
no,
don't
take a
like.
minute.
They just don't like who delivering the message. I don't give a fuck who delivering it if it's the truth. Like, that's the point. Motherfuckers is just mad at who delivering the message, man. The message been delivered to me. I've been knew about all this shit. So it's like, okay, motherfuckers been getting poisoned for decades. Motherfuckers is brainwashed into certain systems. And we go to kicking our shit. Even with, you see they sanction, how Twisted said he got sanctioned, where they said he was saying this helps with that. Even when you go to kicking that shit, they be on your ass. You become a terrorist to their system, man.
Somebody, there was a podcaster out there that put it best. I thought it was fucking hilarious. He goes, so what if Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves just so he could get a piece of ass, right?
Shit.
Would you hold that against him, right? Would you be like, oh, he only did that so he could get laid, right? And I thought that was a pretty funny way of putting it, because it doesn't matter in a sense for the reason that you're doing it if the cause is better. It outweighs because in a sense everything has the cost of doing business. So it's like, would you want to have clean water, clean air, clean food, right? What's the cost of that?
Longer. Listen. It boil down to this: you want to live longer, healthier, motherfucker. That's it. Like, you want to go back to what our grandparents got to enjoy, life. Like it's been strategic poisoning and bullshit, man. Like,
what I want to see is this. I want to see the studies. I want to see the publish it. I want to see the clinical trials. Put it all out there for the world to dissect and stop hiding stuff, right? If you did that, then a lot of things would change, because if like all of a sudden they stopped using red dye, right? That was real common in a lot of our foods. Why did they stop doing that? Because they knew, oh shit, hey, there's going to be a change at the NIH, right? And the CDC and all these places. There's going to be changes there. It's going to become a problem for us,
But they've been a problem. They've known it was a problem for the last 50, 60 years. So, I mean? It's like, it's indoctrinated systems on purpose. Like, you see the shit. Once you see it, you see what this shit is, man. Like,
yeah,
this shit strategic as a motherfucker.
One thing that I thought is interesting, because this is when the account started really going haywire, was when the American Heart Association made a post, and they were trying to link myocarditis to the uptick of cannabis use. Oh. And that is complete utter bullshit, because we would have had connections way before this. This would have been top of the mind all through the 90s and the 2000s. Man. So when you sit there and you look at this, they're trying to blame everything from from social media to video games to smoking weed to all this, and all the while ignoring, hey, what was introduced that was new to the masses, right, when this uptick took place? We're going to totally, completely ignore that and not even look that direction, but we're going to say, oh, yeah, the weed and playing games and drinking fucking Mountain Dew is causing your myocarditis. Man. Now, when you see that and you realize you're not going to factor in everything, that's when you got to look at things differently. That's when you're like, oh, hey, I got some questions. Now I need to go search for those questions. I got to go look into all this. And I think that's because once you learn and look at all the propaganda and everything that we've been told and all the lies for decades about this plant, like one of the biggest ones was it was a gateway drug. There's no way I've ever been sitting with somebody being like, I'm high as shit, man. Let's go fucking score some cocaine. Let's go score some heroin. Let's go score, like, there's never been a conversation that I've been into. So the gateway thing is one of the most kind of just craziest things that you're just like all those years of those lies, you know. And then, but to answer Twisted's question, oh, you took it down.
Oh, I got
I
put back.
seen a question. I want
So to answer your question, I think that doing those type of videos and getting people's perspectives, there's nothing better than letting people tell their story and how their story is unfolding, and then you're attributing and contributing the information to those, right? So now you don't want to be necessarily the person that is making the claims or showing people how to do it. What you're doing is you're taking the data from other people that it's helping and then sharing it with a bigger audience. So you're learning just as the people that are supporting you and watching you are learning as well too. And then they're going to come back and they're going to have their evidence, their data, and their kind of findings behind it. Because once you start getting into any sort of like what would be suspected as a claim or anything like that, social media and the Gestapo tactics are going to stop you. They're gonna shut you down if you start making any sort of traction and you start, you know, people start, a lot of people around you start feeling a hell of a lot better. They're gonna cut you the fuck off. They're gonna be like, shut this lady up. She's a kook. She's like, you know, but you see it like when you see people that have influence or people that are making really good traction, it's like flies on shit, right? People want to come and attack that and really just kind of berate it and just take logic completely out of it and just be like, oh, that person's full of shit, you know?
Yeah, look at Uncle Lemur's face down there. Let's go, Boyard!
Hey, who the fuck is selling testers?
Yeah, I seen that, but I can't scroll back far enough.
Comments.
Somebody said Spanish Dre was selling testers.
She has a couple people signed up for that therapeutic growing already as well, keeping a journal and stuff. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why I asked if you bought any. If you bought something.
I don't think in-house can hear me.
But if you ain't bought nothing, you don't know, then shut the
Can you
fuck
hear
up.
Boneyard?
You said what?
I was asking if in-house can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear Boneyard. Here, look, I've heard the thing about Spanish Dre. I've talked to Spanish Dre. Send me the confirmation, the Cash App. Send me whatever you received if you received a tester,
100%.
right? If you received a tester pack, then send the receipt. Like for instance, we can bring them back on here right now. We can bring them back on here next week.
I saw him in the comments a little bit ago.
Yeah. So I've seen this a couple times. Now, the thing is what I haven't got is like the receipts for it, right?
Yeah.
I get like if the person did you dirty or whatever did you wrong, but at the same time it's like post the info, post whatever, or send it to somebody. But the thing is let's be very clear. Just because they're coming on here or they're interacting doesn't necessarily mean we endorse what they do outside of whatever they do in their field, in their purview. You know what I mean, right? Like for instance, we're not gatekeepers in a sense.
We're not the big brother.
I'm at the gate right now. No one can come in. You guys could come in. You know, I'm just kidding.
No, I get it. Here's the thing: look, one thing that I've learned is people that are out there scamming, screwing people over. It's all a matter of time before they get spun out and the
trash always takes itself out.
Yes, the trash always takes itself out.
100%.
So now, if you were scammed and you want to let know people that you were scammed in particular, then yes, share that information. But if you heard it from somebody else or that type of situation, that's tough to follow because you're taking on a fight that's not necessarily your fight. But Twisted said it best. The trash takes itself out. So the people that are doing people wrong, it's eventually going to catch up to them.
I take the trash out every week. We gonna go around here. That's y'all perspective.
We know you have a show for that on Friday nights.
My perspective is send the fucking receipts. We're gonna handle this.
Right.
We're gonna get him back in here and he gonna let us know what happened. God damn it.
I don't think
but also too, it's like, here's the thing: if you have a problem with somebody, go directly to them, right? Go directly to them.
That's probably somebody trying to let y'all know because it's probably y'all testers. That's what I'm thinking.
I think.
Look,
Tino
I'll tell
has
you,
it too.
if our testers come in these envelopes, and if you're dumb enough to buy the envelope, okay,
Hey, soon as they say in-house, they go buy them in-house.
Conversation we're
What I'm
having
saying.
right now.
but what I'm getting at is this:
Damn.
if you see these envelopes being sold, just know that you're a mark. You're being taken,
You victim. You
right?
Listen,
So
I'm
this
gonna
is
tell you
why
right
we
now, anyone
send.
that gets those envelopes,
That's why we send. Yeah. So when you see these envelopes on Twisted's website next week, just remember.
Also,
Just remember.
if somebody sells you
look.
something and they happen to give you that pack in there with there, that doesn't mean that he sold you that pack.
no.
Yeah, because I
just
gave
you
away a
that.
bunch of
So
them.
don't
I'm
make
not
sure you
serious,
got the shit right.
I ain't sell nobody shit. I gave them bitches away, but I asked permission because I ain't shit.
Stand down, guys. Stand down.
Fuck that. The only tester packs, or not even tester packs, was the One World One plant. It's the only ones I gave away. The rest are mine. I'm greedy.
Yeah. No, look. I appreciate the heads up, but also too, as you guys can see, Spanish Dre is in the comments, right?
Right.
Somebody made a claim about him. He's in the comments, and he's answering any sort of claims or anything like that. I like I said, if there's if there's a real issue, a lot of people are gonna have it. Multiple people are gonna have an issue, but also it doesn't take away the fact that people have to pay attention and understand where you're getting your gear from, right? And make sure that it's a verified vendor or somebody that there's a connection to. Like I bought some Boneyard Genetics a couple of weeks ago. I'm not sure if they're actually from Boneyard or not, because it was a kind of a seedy site, but I was like, oh, I'll gamble a little bit. But no, real deal though. Like, look, I get it. The thing is if there's really truly a problem, multiple people are gonna have it. It's gonna come out, and you deal with it. You deal with it then.
Glass. Them shits was in a glass skull, y'all.
You're right.
What's that?
Man.
I'll put it on the screen.
Hey, Twisted, get the black pepper OG strain.
I saw that. I wrote it down.
Yeah, that shit tastes just
I
like
wrote that down right at the top, actually.
Man, I smoked that shit. I said, this shit tastes like seasoning.
She also green crack. I think that's why she's attracted, because that has the Mercerin or Mercerin, whatever you call it. I can never say any of those things correct.
So on the green crack, I would, that's where Tino's going to come into really good play, because Tino has a really great green crack pheno still, right? Now so now you're onto something,
See, Tino missing the 80s because he got a lot of crack out here. I'm telling you.
Tino got a lot of crack.
Crosses. We was talking about them the other night. We couldn't even get them all. Like, yo, we was trying.
Green crack, green cherry crack, fucking.
Nah, it doesn't make it true, but
Jimmy Crack.
If you keep hearing it over and over, I've heard it a couple times now. So I just
it helps that they're
might as well address it now. You know what I mean?
They're gonna keep poking at it.
Yeah.
What's that?
No,
I said people are just gonna keep poking at it. I'm just answering what I see on the screen.
Yeah, he was just.
Oh no! Like I said, if the person wasn't in here to answer it and all that, I could understand that. I just feel on some of the stuff is like this is a DM or a conversation between two people if they were done wrong or done right. Also, I know Tino's checked into it too, and I didn't hear anything one way or the other. It's not like the comments go by without being kind of checked into or looked into. It just hasn't amounted to anything to make it a big thing. But I've seen, like I said, I've seen it a couple times too. But every time I've seen it, I've seen the other person, Spanish Dre, in the comments going back and forth with the person.
You create a submission portal for them to.
Sounds about right, Casey. It sounds about right. Jealousy.
Man,
jealousy will lead to things like that. Rumors being spread.
Well, it could be a miscommunication. There could be a number of things. But what I'm saying is a lot of stuff can be handled in a DM, right? Like You can handle a lot of stuff in a conversation. If you actually take a minute and talk to people, you'd be surprised on how quick things realize how stupid like minor arguments or minor situations actually are, and you're like, oh, okay, I was wrong about that, or I was right, or the person has the ability to apologize, whatever it may be. Because like now we spent 17 minutes, 18 minutes talking about something that we don't have enough information on to keep going on. But the conversation before that was actually a pretty good conversation.
Big
Those
facts.
had most problems. Take one to cover the side effects of the other. Yeah, for real, Trudeau. That's definitely some real shit right there.
But yeah, so since I have everybody's attention, if you see these and they got one of these on it, like that, or some variation,
Buy that shit. I'm just kidding, sorry.
right?
Because ain't nobody else got that motherfucker. I'm telling you, pay for it. I don't care how you got to get it.
But let them know.
That might not even be released. You better get that motherfucker.
If you see something like this, right?
Oh,
This means that it was either a replacement or it's for a project, or the person that received it got it out of the kindness of the cannabis hearts around. And if you pay for this and it doesn't work out for you, it's the universe saying, "You dumbass, what are you doing?"
Shit, motherfucker gonna switch. It might not even be the same seeds.
Oh yeah, look, they're not sealed, right?
They not sealed. You're right.
Yeah.
They not even sealed. So
Yeah. Well, there could be some loosies, right?
That's a breeder pack.
Man.
It's a breeder pack.
But if you do
Look.
grow that one, tag in house. All right.
No, but in all seriousness, look, like if there's somebody out there doing something wrong, throw that out there. Look, obviously people are gonna look into it, kind of see what's what, but it doesn't. It's just a matter of time before enough people collectively come together to go, yeah, they did that to me, they did that to me, they did that to me, and next thing you know, it's like, okay, we don't need to mess with that person or talk to that person or entertain that shit anymore. But yeah. Anyhow, I do like these old school envelopes though. You got to say that.
I like them better when they have.
They just missing the stamp. Shit, a little bigger. They need a stamp. We in the game like the '80s again.
Yeah, they. What I was gonna do when I was sending Lit some stuff, I was gonna put in a big old huge manila envelopes, right? So like a bigger version of this.
Oh my god!
And then just tape just the little button inside of it. So when he opens it up, it's just a big ass envelope with just a little button.
Man, I actually remember them days.
Tino Bambino.
All right, we're back.
What's going on?
We're back.
Yo.
Like cook crack.
Hey, we
So
got
Tino. Tino's on the case. He just investigated the claim.
Tino behind
He's got
the
a
scenes.
verdict.
Oh my god!
Hold on. No, I've already gone over this days ago. I had them send me all those stuff. Nothing said anything about any testers. They're just crying about other shit. Anyways,
Rumors spread by jealousy.
it's
So
just
you guys,
dumb.
this week these will be on Tino's website and Twisted's website.
Shit.
Hold on, I got something to say. We need to pick a live, like say Spooky's live or any live, or we need to designate a YouTube for this channel to where we should be streaming on all of our channels, but we need to tell everybody to go to one so they can see all the comments. Because I was just watching the live for the last hour, and there's 2 people over here, there's 12 people over here, there's 9 people over here. We gotta, because they're not being able to see all the comments like we get to see everybody's
28
comments.
on mine. Spooky of 14.
So whoever has the most on
Eight
theirs right
on
now, we should just have everybody
11 on bone.
leave.
Yeah. One on
Whoever
there.
has the most, I think we should just direct everybody to that other live.
We could do it right now. So drop the link in the comments, Twisted, and then I think we can shut it down.
Mine has 28 in it, so
Yeah,
I would say everybody go to
we'll
Twisted
also yours.
or
Yeah,
something like that if you want to.
I gotta remove. Let me
I
test
don't know.
out.
We gotta think of something like that.
I was trying to make it so that I had all the links, but every time I pasted it in, it was too long. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna
If
start
you
my
guys want to be more a part of the conversation to see the comments, you know.
post the link.
Comments is pretty critical. Yeah, because
That's
what I
what
did was is I
pin-
can't
pin-
see it on here, so I just pulled it up on the computer and just been reading the comments from there. And I think
Hey,
I'm
what
on
you need
Twisted
to do
Cannabis's.
is have it be posted to our the other YouTubes after after we've done it, but have it live, you know, on yours.
Right, that's a good idea too.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
because I
I
haven't
don't know
in.
if anyone-
I
That's
I still haven't. I gotta send.
in too, though. Is what we want the people to come in, but then once they're here, we want to tell them, hey, go over here or something like
Because
that.
actually, I still gotta send or make it so it can link to the in-house YouTube. I haven't done that yet.
Just need to hook it to our other
Like I go on
platform.
YouTube and
Yeah.
I just see all y'all live, like all of us in the same live, but it's all our
So
Yeah. What's up?
usually that's usually what we do when we multi-stream. I'll go through and you can actually see it up here.
They were on the interstate behind the
What
car.
the hell?
Everything on their phone.
Video.
I think in-house is watching something.
It's not me.
You ain't beautiful.
Yeah, what are you watching?
That wasn't me.
That was underground lit. That motherfucker.
That was not me.
All right, everybody in my YouTube, I'm shutting it off. Go to
Yeah, I just shut mine off. Let's test it out
go
right
to
now.
Twisted.
Had
gotta
to
make-
shut it
We
off.
gotta make a new one though, like so we can all.
I did drop the link in each live.
How do
So
you shut it off?
up top, I don't know if you can see it on here, but up top,
It's basically
I can
about
shut yours off if you want. I
to
can probably
rate
shut it off.
ourselves.
I mean,
Lit,
and then
Lit,
go.
shut that one
go to
guy on Twitch
camera.
down, dude. Shut that shit down, Lit.
Go ahead, shut it down.
There you go. Bam. I can just hit remove.